Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the global webinar that we are presenting today on the opportunities for women in the new normal. And today, the webinar is presented by our team member, Ms. Puneet Kohli. She is the member of PCC Mumbai chapter, and she's also the committee member of our Mumbai chapter.
Thank you for that introduction. Good evening, everybody. So thanks for the opportunity, Kanak and the Mumbai chapter and Mr. Gary Pastricha for this opportunity to present myself for opportunities for women in new normal. So as you know, this year, we had our International Women's Day on 8th of March, which is celebrated globally, International Women Year. So the title for this year was Embracing Equity. So here we are presenting the opportunities for women in the new normal. The new normal is post-COVID, which we say that how many opportunities the ladies who have been out of their houses have been able to encash, whether they have been into four walls, in boundaries, or they could find some upliftment in doing something for their families or for their own welfares. So it's very nicely said by Michelle Obama, there is no limit to what a woman can achieve. So that means that the sky is the limit for women. It is who run the world, the girls today.
Hi, Erin. Show me what it looks like to run like a girl.
My hair.
Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl. Now throw like a girl.
Aw.
So do you think you just insulted your sister?
No. I mean, yeah, insulted girls, but not my sister.
My name is Dakota, and I'm 10 years old.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. Throw like a girl. Fight like a girl. What does it mean to you when I say run like a girl?
It means run fast as you can.
So like we have many ladies who were covered on the Time magazines who have done and contributed through their own respective fields. You can see some of the eminent personalities are there on the screen who were covered on the cover page of Times magazine, and they have been the independent contributors in their respective fields. There are ladies who have contributed for the first time in the industry, which is like Catherine Graham, who was the first female CEO of Fortune 500 companies from the Washington Post company. There has been Valentina Tereshkova, first woman in space, although the first only woman to undertake a solo mission in space. Manon Rheaume, first woman to play in the NHL. Geeta Gopinathan, for the first woman chief economist of the International Monetary Fund. The next slide, please. So we have in India, the way the world is resonating, India is also standing very headstrong today with the major contribution from the eminent ladies. Shanti Devi is the India's first female truck driver mechanic. Avan Chaturvedi is India's first female to pilot Sukhoi fighter jet. India's first female auto rickshaw driver, and Surekha Yadav, first Asian woman loco pilot. Now, if these ladies did not have an individual versatility, they would not have gone out of their four walls and done and contributed back to the society. So the next slide, please. These are called the heroes of India who make us proud. All these are the major contributors today who are doing pretty well in different fields, different demographics, different diversities, and contributing to the society. The next slide. What does it mean to be a woman in the 21st century? There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. Yes, sky or anything you can add on, infinity is our limit. Being a woman means being yourself unapologetically through sharing your ideas, pushing boundaries, and finding your own voice. You can prove that although gender is a part of anyone's identity, it should never restrict them to cultural boundaries of how a woman is expected to be. Women are all unique, and that is the beauty of it. So that's what God has created as an individual creatures, and we are having a self, we are in our self-love, and we are that part of the creation where we can individually, we can headstrong, we can independently contribute, and we can say that we are single and we are independent, and we don't have any dependency on the the ecosystem. We have a coexistence also today. When people say females are our diversities, we have equity, we have to embrace equity. So men and women collaborate together in this ecosystem and create an an ecosystem which is called coexistence. The next slide.
Be grateful for who you are today.
Being grateful means
being present.
Everything we have overcome.
every obstacle, every challenge.
Our past has made us so strong.
I know it's made me strong.
But what really matters is who we decide to be today.
To be kinder, more generous, more forgiving, more empathetic.
接纳包容一切，让一切更有可能性，这才是女性的力量。
We strive.
We yearn.
We want.
We get so easily distracted, and only when we are facing the abyss,
we realize that what really matters was always inside of us.
I have wasted so much time always trying to be perfect.
You do not need to be perfect. Actually, perfect is kind of boring, don't you think?
就是接纳自我，你的内心才会更加的笃定。
You need to be present.
Being present means accepting who we really are. Your true voice, your true self.
Getting to know our demons and taming them.
That is a journey we all have to go through.
You are not alone.
Non sei da sola.
An award.
The new job.
A new role.
Those are all great achievements.
But what really matters is how we got to know ourselves in that process.
How we respect ourselves and establish our boundaries.
How we manage to turn our fears into strength.
How we learn to be present.
Just remember,
you're not alone on this road.
I am here.
Here.
We are here.
Io sono qua.
Here.
Here.
I am present.
The question is, where are you?
Because I'm here for you.
We are the present, and we will rise to protect the future.
Be here now, in your present.
Because being here is the true moment of joy.
Happy International Women's Day. Palmelato, caring for women since 1967.
What is the importance of embracing equity? Equity versus equality. So equity recognizes that each person has different circumstances and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome. What does equality mean? Equality means each individual or group of people is given the same resources or opportunities. The next slide. These are the different areas in which you can say equality is getting, equated with equity. So you can see there are different ways how a man or a person she is a handicap and she's not able to, ride a bicycle, but she still takes her own time. She puts her efforts in place and she creates an equality in the ecosystem for herself. Similarly is the equity. If you can see the last image, which says that there is no difference between the two creatures today. What does embracing equity really mean? The next slide. What have women have shown advancement in many areas? Okay, going as per the statistics, the next slide. On the next slide is depicted that the key statistic about women globally today was that around in 90% of girls around the world are enrolled in primary education. That is the scenario of 2022. 35% of the maternal mortality rate has decreased since 2000. 63% number of women with bank accounts increased from 58%. 16% gender wage gap is decreased from 18%. This is all moving towards digital, global, and so many other initiatives that are being taken because of embracing equity throughout the globe. Now, the key statistics about women in India. 15.7 million women-owned enterprises in India, which is one of the biggest in the globe. 92% women in India received a promotion. India is recognized as third global for women in senior management positions. And 52.8% women are employable versus the stats of 47.2% men. What was the scenario versus today? In 1951, a girl married at the age of 15. Today, an average age of marriage of a lady is around 22. A woman was likely to bear 6 children. Women are likely to bear 2 children or less. Maternal mortality rate was 2,000 per 1 lakh live births. Maternal mortality has reduced to 97 per 100,000 live births. And only 1 of 11 girls, about 9%, was literate. Today, 77% of women in India are literate. That is kudos to our ecosystem that we are embracing equity, and almost 77% of women are standing strong enough to understand at least they can take care of themselves and their families, and they can stand independent. But we still have a long way to go. How? Women constitute approximately 40% of the global workforce, and in India, the number is just about 22%. Only 29% of senior leadership positions are held by women. Marriage and children remain 2 major reasons for women to quit career at an early age. They normally somehow, after they give birth to the children, they normally compromise just because they turn up into mothers and they don't have a strong support systems. It may take 197 years to bridge the gender pay gap in South Asian countries. Only 26.22% of the total IT workforce in India are women. Only 18% of CTO positions in the world are held by women. 50% of women in tech workforce drop by the age of 35. Only 14% of women co-founders of India startups. The next slide. This is a major gap. 197 years, it's a long way to bridge these gaps. Leveraging technology to reduce the gender bias. Harnessing technology to advance gender equality. Extensive reach and awareness due to digital learning platforms and social media. Today we have a heap of different social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagrams, Tinders, and all to reach and bridge the gaps between the World Wide Web. It's playing a very big role. Gender neutral and inclusive product designs, AI tools for hiring and unbiased decision making, increased flexibility to work due to remote working opportunities and infrastructure. Top industries for women today, globally. The first is the global entertainment industry. By several metrics, 2022 had been a good year for women in the international film and TV business. The top paid actresses in Hollywood are like UCLA's annual Hollywood diversity report found the percentage of women in lead acting roles had already doubled over the past decade. That their share of writing credits had more than doubled, and that the percentage of women directors has increased by more than 5-fold. Walt Disney's company released employee data showing near exact equity, with women at the company earning 99% as much as men. So that's not a very big gap. The second in Indian entertainment industry is women make up the majority share of film and television consumers, making them a key demographic for the industry and its related businesses. From the 21st century lens, it's a preview to plan and see how women within this industry have played a pivotal role in shattering that glass ceiling, playing iconic roles, telling genuinely compelling stories, and creating legacies that will go for beyond their lifetime. Women have made their mark and continue to do so. So the Oscar winners of 2023, the best documentary was won by 2 Indian entertainment contributors ladies, which was Miss Mamta. And she was on the other side. You can see that a very famous face in the Bollywood industry. Global tech industry. Now, as per the president of SpaceX, the women in tech are cracking the industry's glass ceiling, achieving double-digit gains in leadership roles. Roughly 1 in 4 leadership positions at large technology firms are expected to be held by women in 2023. Since I also head the technology and heading almost for last 26 years, I have seen the second line almost are the major contributors. And if the same ratio continues, almost there would be a 50-50 placement or employment stats across the globe with the emerging countries where the global tech industry would have gained their momentum. Deloitte Global predicts that large global technology firms on average will reach nearly 33% overall female representation in their workforce, in the boardrooms, slightly more than 2% points from 2019. According to Deloitte's estimates, women's share in the overall global tech workforce, and that has increased 6.9% from 2019 to 22, while their share in technical roles has grown by 11.7%. That's a phenomenal growth. The Indian tech industry, vis-a-vis the global tech industry, the women now make up to 34% of the IT workforce in India, with the majority of these workers under the age of 30. And the country is now almost 50-50 gender parity rate in STEM graduates. The number of women employed in the tech industry in India has seen a rapid increase over the decade. Participation of women is higher in roles like business analytics, robotic process automations, enterprise resource management, and user interface and user experience, which is UI UX development. It's higher than other areas. Devjani Ghosh, the first lady president of NASSCOM, who is happening from the Delhi, is the first lady president representing NASSCOM from India. And she represents India in many global platforms across the globe. Entrepreneur global landscape. Women started 49% of new business in the US in 2021, up from 28% in 2019. And according to a new study, globally, women represent about 1 in 3 high growth entrepreneurs and 1 in 3 innovation entrepreneurs focused on national and international markets. Women in upper middle income countries represent some of the most innovative, high growth entrepreneurs in the world, at parity with men for international market force. More than half of women in developing countries see entrepreneurship as a path to a better future, despite often facing persistent cultural and structural barriers. Huda Khatun, owner of Huda Beauty. She represents one of the biggest entrepreneurship globally today and a well-recognized name. The entrepreneurship in India is represented by Ms. Faguni Nair. She's the founder and CEO of Nykaa brand, the biggest cosmetic chain, which is quite emerging today in the country and globally. According to a report by Bain & Company, nearly 20% of entrepreneurs in India are owned by women. A McKinsey study estimates women entrepreneurs to add 1 trillion to the Indian ecosystem and economy by simply leveling the playing field for them. The overall startup ecosystem is expected to undergo significant changes in the next few years. With more women at leadership levels, female-led and focused companies, inclusive work cultures, more women on boards, and technology as a core and key enabler of the service, the product trend will also continue at the same pace. The fourth major contribution for the women in the new normal is the global education sector. Though the education has always been, since ages, has been adopted by women so that they could have a very good work-life balance. In the US, women make up to 76% of all teachers at public and private school, and even larger share at the elementary school level. Female educators all over the world have a positive impact on student achievements and retentions. A woman is more likely to support and encourage a girl child to empower her education. Studies reveal that girls are more driven to attend school if the teacher is a woman, especially in rural and remote areas. With the help of online teaching platforms, digitalization, women who were earlier deprived of work are now enjoying full-fledged opportunities to teach academic subjects and whatever they are experts at. Kendall Lawson, who's the CEO of Owls Education Company, is another name who is contributing towards globally in this field. Indian education sector, Divya Gokulanath, co-founder of Byju's, who is education has evolved as one of the fastest growing sectors and offers many advantages to women, including a supportive ecosystem. Women have played a pioneer role in the education system for generations. In 2020, number of women teachers in the Indian schooling system finally exceeded that of men. In India, female educators are in better position to represent a girl child's perspectives and needs and create an inclusive environment that will promote learning. The global healthcare industry is also recognized after COVID. After COVID, we have seen this particular industry has got a mammoth and a sea change difference. Emma Walmsley, Chief Executive Officer of GlaxoSmithKline, also represents as a main brand to contribution of healthcare industry. Over 60% of employees entering the healthcare industry are women globally today. Women are better represented and well equipped to handle healthcare at all levels than in corporate America. Healthcare continues to outperform other industries in female representations at all levels of the talent pipeline. When comparing the rate of promotions between men and women across industries, the healthcare industry performs better than average, with relatively low gaps across the board. Both women and men report asking for raises at the same rates, but women in healthcare say they are slightly more successful in achieving positive outcomes because of the major contribution into nursing, doctors, and many other health sectors today where women represent a major shift. They are the biggest contributors. Indian healthcare industry has also not been less. It is also represented by Soumya Swaminathan, the chief scientist of WHO. She represents, and she's a well-figured name today in the Indian healthcare industry. The women representation of 71% of the global healthcare workforce, and though both men and women progress similarly in this field. Healthcare has traditionally attracted women to the workforce, for example, nursing, medical school, where today 50 to 60% of the classroom in India are women. Women are estimated to make up to 30% of doctors, 80% of nurses, and midwives. It is estimated that women in health contribute 5% of the global GDP. US $3 trillion annually, out of which almost 50% is unrecognized and unpaid. The global hospitality industry is also another sector which has led to a major contributor for women representation. Alexandra Jarrett's the global head for True by Hilton. Opportunities for women to fill an active and rewarding role within the hospitality. While women are still fighting for equality at work in different areas, they have earned their places in hotels, hospitality industry, catering, tourism for quite some time now. In the overall economy, 46.1% of employees are women. But in the hospitality sector, the figure has grown to 53.7%. Breaking through the glass ceiling certainly is not unique to the hospitality. And the good news is that women have made a significant progress in this field. The Indian hospitality industry also has a representation like Waxpool Hotels from Akanksha Garg, who is the director, and many such senior ladies represent the main brands of good global hospitality industry in India. According to a recent white paper by the hospitality industry, the workforce in the tourism and hospitality industry is comprised of 70% of women. Women are increasingly occupying managerial position in this industry, along with taking firm steps towards successful career, and their mark prominent with their hospitality instincts. Women in leadership roles are bringing positive changes in the hospitality landscapes. What is the power of mentorship? There is a one-to-one relation between a mentor and a mentee. Women who have a mentor are more likely to report being satisfied with their career advancements, opportunities, and aspire to senior leadership roles. So that means that there is a lot of difference between a mentor and a coach. It is important to empower and encourage women as they often face unique challenges in the workplace without the necessary tools to overcome them. A good mentor relationship can have several benefits being offered, which includes a sounding board for ideas and decision making, a source of advice and support, a network of connections, and a boost to confidence and morale, which also boosts to the next generation as well. The next slide. What is the contribution of rural women empowerment? The evolution of rural women's empowerment, especially with regard to India's subcontinent, is just because of the major focus by our current Prime Minister about Digital India, which is about opening up of individual bank accounts, the rise of using digital, basically Paytms or digital money, credits, direct bank, net banking, ECS, all these mandates are increasing the evolution toward rural women empowerment. For development and developing countries, empowering rural women is a precursor for achieving holistic development. Technology is changing the lives of women even in the rural Indias, bringing new solutions, innovations like financial literacy, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and education. According to a 2022 Nielsen study, India has 646 million active internet users, and rural India registered a presence of 352 million internet users, which is almost 20% higher than urban. 1 in every 3 female internet users in rural India is actively using the internet, because thanks to the MSME business, small, medium, SIDCO, many other policies that have been laid down by government post 2020 after the COVID, and that creates a literacy amongst the masses. You can see today, this is one video that how, the women are working in communities, they are learning, they are self-paced, they are contributing not only towards their families, but also are the source of inspiration amongst the other ladies whose families, they don't allow them to come out and work. They basically become their mentee and then help them to train the trainer concept. If you can play this video, please.
लंबी डगर पत है संग सांसें बुलंद लड़ने चली हूँ आजादी की जंग जीना मुझे रहना मुझे जीना मुझे रहना मुझे छूटे जिस्म पर लाश पता दिल खुशियों के रंग हर आंसू बनेगा एक नई तार मुझे बेखुद मुझे बेखुद मुझे बेखुद मुझे दीवारें छी है गलियां है तंग लंबी डगर है पर हिम्मत है संग पाँव पे छाले हैं सांसें बुलंद लड़ने चली हूँ आजादी की जंग बेखुद जीना मुझे बेखुद मुझे बेखुद जीना मुझे बेखुद रहना मुझे
It says there is no force more powerful than a woman. Can we have the next slide, please? So it says gender equality is not a women's issue. It is a human issue, but it does affect us all. It really affects us all. The next.
Who am I? I'm going to be buying what you're going to be making. I want to know you're making a better world.
I'll give my money to the one who never robs the earth.
I'll spend my fortune on you if you promise to think of the less fortunate too.
I want to know you're making a more equal world.
On investing your technology to put a man on Mars. But wait, why can't it be a woman? I'll click on your app, I'll walk into your shop. As long as you're fair to the farmer and his crop.
I'm gonna be buying what you're gonna be making. And if you make the world a little better too, no one will feel richer than you.
They call the citizens of the future. They will show the way to the businesses on the future. Coexistence. Very nice ad from Mahindra. The next one is another one which talks about the Ford, which is a men's only car. Please play this video.
For the first time ever, we've completely reimagined the automobile. Introducing the men's only Ford Explorer with no windshield wipers, no heater, no turn signals. Wait, no rear view mirror? No GPS? Are you kidding? Ah, it's missing all the parts created by women. Wow, whose great idea was that? This Women's History Month, Ford salutes the visionary automotive work by women past, present, and future.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Puneet ma'am, for such insightful thoughts and everything. We came to know about many facts that we were not aware about. And the journey that we generally say that we currently today, the women are standing shoulder to shoulder, but there is a huge gap that we need to cover up. So thank you for your thoughts today. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming on board and joining our global webinar. Thank you so much, Puneet ma'am, for taking time out of your busy schedule and delivering this wonderful lecture to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you. Thank you.